This is Audiotree Live. We are here today in the studio with Corey Kilgannon, and today is Monday, November 28th, 2016. Whenever you're ready, Corey, you can head into your first song. Cool.
All the fish in the deep blue sea, big gray whale whistling songs to me. If love is a current that runs underneath, honey, you're just an ocean breeze. A single drop of rain as it falls from the sky, every golden tear in your sweet silver eyes. If love is a kiss, honey, I'm a goodbye, and all the flowers that I brought you will die. Every star that is floating through space, the freckled constellations on your heavenly face. If time isn't real, I would give you my days, but it is, so it's a waste. Neon green of sand on a fluorescent beach, a crab digging holes by the base of a palm tree. She takes my hand and I start to see that the waves break like falling leaves, and better timing is all we need.
This is Audiotree Live, and we are here with Corey Kilgannon in the studio today. Welcome, Corey. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course. So I'll Be Here When the Moon is Tired is the name of the EP that you're currently working on?
It's out, actually.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Super out.
Good. What inspired the album?
Love and the lack thereof, and trying to navigate a crazy world and be in love with people. But the title comes from a Dylan Thomas poem. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you. There we go.
Okay.
Where he speaks about the moon and kind of compares it to, I guess, just like chasing creativity. And for him, it was poetry to the point of insanity. And so I wrote a response poem to that, basically saying that I hope to still get to be around when I'm done chasing all the songs and craziness, and that to get to be around and be a real person again and love people. So
That's really beautiful.
kind of a weird title, but yeah.
No, it's a great title. I like it. I've noticed your love for the moon, and you've got a moon tattoo actually on your arm.
I got one.
It's of all the phases.
I did, yes. Yeah, it's kept a very special place for me. For some reason, that big rock up there.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, yeah.
That's really cool. Do you navigate or sometimes like plan to do certain things based on the phases of the moon? I know a lot of people, won't release something unless it's a full moon.
Oh, weird. No, I've never heard of that. We had the super moon a few weeks ago, and I lived down in Florida, and so I planned to get in a proper headspace to go down and view it and howl at it a little bit.
Cool.
And that was really fun. It kind of freaked people out, but I don't know. It's good to commune with the moon. Wow.
Commune with the moon.
The moon, yeah. Should have called the album that. That's kind of cool.
Next album. That'll be the next project.
That's the next record.
Did you actually go howl at the moon?
Oh, yeah. Me and a bunch of friends. I mean, it was weird, and, you gotta have maybe a few drinks or whatever you're
Of course.
substantive choices to do that and it not feel crazy. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Animals are special. So if you just get in the headspace of one and act a little crazy, I think it's refreshing.
Sure. That makes sense. Humans are animals, so, as long as
probably.
we follow suit.
Probably.
Did you find any animals following suit? Any wolves?
Maybe a crab. There's kind of this crab man critter running around down there.
A crab man?
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird mythological beach creature called crab man. It's a weird thing, but you see it sometimes in Jacksonville.
I've never heard of anything like that. Is it like half man, half crab?
Yeah, I suppose. There's a lot of folklore about who it is, but I don't know. But you see them down there in the full moon sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. You gave me something to look up after our interview today. I'm going to be on Google, Googling crab man.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, please do.
I will.
It's really interesting stuff. Well, whenever you're ready, we'd love to hear another song.
I'd love to play you another one.
Please
this
do.
song is called As Above, So Below. Am I supposed to say that?
Awesome. Yeah,
okay,
you
cool.
definitely can if you want.
Sure, this guitar is really old, so.
It's a beautiful guitar, though, as long as it works,
Thanks. It kind of works. She was born in the 50s, though, so she doesn't like to stay in tune. Okay, here we go. Let's try this one.
Cool.
As Above, So Below. The college will teach you to stay where you're sitting. The bar's gonna teach you how not to treat women. The church is the last place I'd go get forgiven. 'Cause the fun things in life are forbidden. Rich blonde girls drink lattes and take trips to countries for photos of orphans to show everybody you don't need salvation if you've got enough money. So I'll start saving my pennies, honey. So now you know that you don't have to think everything that you're told. As above, so below. The liquor's no good for the ease of your mind, but the good stuff's been outlawed since 75. Let's meet north of Atlanta sometime later tonight. Come on, babe, let's go get high. 'Cause the mushrooms could help cure your brain of depression. One less corrupt doctor living in a mansion. Red-blooded Jesus on the cross for expansion. Blue-collar white man oppression. And now you know you don't have to think everything that you're told. As above, so below. You can't talk to your dad about orientation. And the porno's no place for sex education. And you can't talk to your wife about masturbation. So you visit some bitch on vacation. My black friend got shot for running a stop sign when he reached for his insurance. The cop killed him outright. And that asshole from Stanford got released around the same time. It'll make any decent man cry. 'Cause now you know that you don't have to think everything you're told. As above, so below.
This is Audiotree Live, and we are honored to have Corey Kilgannon in the studio with us today. That was very moving.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Your new EP, I'll Be Here When the Moon is Tired. Where can people find that?
Oh, that's a good question. I probably should have played more songs off that. That would have been the more professional thing to do. But I'm working on all these new ones, and I kind of wanted to show you guys those ones. But it's on Spotify and iTunes, and I didn't even print hard copies, so sorry for the CD folks. But you can get it on the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
Is my website.
Awesome. Yeah, it's 2016. You don't need hard copies anymore, I guess,
You can just Google it.
There it is. Cool. Yeah, play whatever. Yeah, you don't have to play anything off the EP.
Okay,
We love the new stuff.
Oh, thanks. Well,
Of course.
Yeah, we'll do the Ballad of Harry Harlow.
Awesome. Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can jump into your next track.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll just be weirdly quiet for a second, I suppose.
No, you're good. Tune up your beautiful 50s guitar.
Oh, yeah. It's too bad you guys don't have some, funny sounds you could play right now.
I could make funny sounds.
That'd be cool. Can you do it while I drink my water ready?
I could. I don't know. I don't know if the world wants to hear my funny sounds. You could make funny sounds.
I want to hear your funny sounds. But, all right, this one's called The Ballad of Harry Harlow.
Awesome.
Past and the future swirling around in my head. If belief is emotion and trust is a choice, we're all dead. I don't know how we'll fight World War III, Miss President. But the fourth will be with sticks and stones if we're not blown to bits. Harry Harlow, that fucker, put me and my dog in a cage. He said that you must die alone if you wanna be great. But there's no amount of genius that I wouldn't trade. I think love might be greater than knowledge. I won't isolate. Edward and I dropped some acid and swam up the stairs. I saw the sun split the ocean and I didn't care. Who always watching me stumble, 'cause God met me there. Said, son, it's folks with their unopened minds more truly impaired. If women are unequal objects built only for sex, who cares if the baby is starving? Please cover your breasts. Don said he's famous enough to reach under her dress. Decency died on the cross next to Jesus, I guess.
This is Audiotree Live, and we're excited to have Corey Kilgannon in the studio with us today. That song was called The Ballad of Harry Harlow, the very controversial psychologist.
I'm just laughing because that you said, oh, don't be alarmed. After every song, they'll clap for you. But I got to the end of that one, everyone was like, oh, Oh yeah, like that was dark and weird.
The delayed clap. Should we clap or no? No, no. They probably just wanted to make sure you were done.
That's fair.
No, your stuff is very transparent, which is really refreshing, actually. Yeah, definitely. I mean, now is a very important time to create art. So what you're doing is pretty awesome. That song in general. So Harry Harlow was a psychologist whose experiments were obviously very controversial back in the day. And we were talking about music psychology and the importance of how. So you believe that music could almost maybe someday replace drugs or prescription drugs in
Well,
general.
I hope they don't entirely replace drugs.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
I think that it's not to say that, because I mean, prescriptions and medicines are very important.
Yeah.
I just think there's also a lot of evidence that there's a lot of natural things, like there's natural remedies, we know about those, but I also wonder that music doesn't have a lot more abilities than we realize to just ease your brain. And I don't really know a whole lot about that, but I'd love to study. I mean, I've read a little bit of books about it, but there's a lot of smart people that are doing that stuff, and it's very inspiring.
Totally. I definitely think, especially when it comes to, psychological problems and things like that, obviously, music plays a big factor. There have been like documentaries and whatnot released.
Alive Inside is the best. It's I cry like a baby. It's
Alive
so good.
Inside?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what we were talking about with like Alzheimer's patients, and oh man, it's gorgeous.
Totally. Is that a Netflix documentary?
It's on Netflix.
There
You can
it is.
Netflix and chill and watch it.
It's cool. No, I mean, I think you make a valid point. Have you experienced that yourself? Has music served as a therapeutic tool for you?
Yeah, I was telling the story the other day to, I was talking to my sister. We're kind of best friends and all, but I was having a rough time for, the last 22 years of being alive, and just in general, the last 3 or 4 years. I remember a particularly tough day. I was sitting in Nashville. I was living at a park and just kind of enjoying the weather, and she sent me a song by a guy named Andrew Bird. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Called the Sifters, or maybe just Sifters, and I just laid there and listened to it on repeat for an hour, and I literally remember that being kind of the thing that got me through that day, very like poignantly. And it was like, you're in a rough place. Why don't you get counseling? Why don't you get? And it just like, I don't know, the song embodied so much like movement towards something good and pure. And so that's like, I mean, I've experienced it in a small level, not necessarily a medical level, but
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It keeps me going for sure.
You think it's the lyrics or just the music in general that really hits home for you the most, because obviously you're a very lyrical artist.
Yeah. I think for a long time I thought it was just lyrics, and I'm learning more and more about how much like sounds as well can do it. Probably my favorite record this year is by a band called Hammock, and it's called Oblivion Hymns. It's just very sparse instrumental, like ethereal stuff, but I mean, it was the soundtrack to like my quiet moments, basically, and I think that it had a lot of impact for me. So I would say that music, together they can be important. Solo, they can be. I mean, poetry obviously is super important without music. So
yeah,
it all has its place.
Definitely, definitely. Do you think creating music is that therapeutic for you as well? The writing and performing process.
I think it's cyclical, but I think it drives me crazy and to the edge of insanity, and then it also brings me away from that edge. So it's kind of a dangerous and adventurous game, but it's certainly writing has been wonderfully therapeutic, and I've written a lot of things I didn't know I believed until I put them to the paper, and then kind of had to process through it, like, oh, do I even think that, or is that just a lyric? And I think that process has been really helpful for me.
Right. Awesome. Well, keep doing it, because you obviously have great things to say,
I don't
very
know.
Insightful
Maybe.
stuff.
Thank you.
It's all subjective. Yeah, no, definitely. Keep it transparent.
I'm going to try.
We'd love to hear another song if you're all set.
Yeah, well, speaking of, I guess, transparency, this one, these next two, I guess, are the last two. And they're both in memory of someone I lost, and I've found grief to be an interesting subject to write on, and so I'm going to do two of those. I don't mean to make it get as less silly as it's been, but this one's called the Rhine, and actually, it's weirdly enough, I wrote it before the person that I wrote it about passed away, kind of metaphorically. So it's been an interesting process of figuring out that if I write somebody to die in a song, maybe they'll die in real life. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But no, it's just been an interesting process to figure out this song. So this one's called The Rhine.
Cool.
Sorry. Did something change in the ears, or am I going insane? I thought I was hearing like a slapback. Never mind. I'm going insane. Cool.
No, take your time.
Never done this like
You're good.
TV thing, and it's kind of stressful. I'm sorry to the listeners.
Hey, you're doing great. Trust me.
Okay, just making sure.
Of course.
Somewhere over the Rhine I saw her passing the time, picking blackberries on the vine. And from the top of that hill I could see the city lights standing still where all her blackberry blood was spilled into the river, out to the sea. Her heart delivered the poison to me. Hours pass by the chime cathedrals, keep us in line for the altar where her blood runs red wine. Jesus was getting his fill at the party. Girls in God's will throw in all of Simon's dollar bills into the river, up on the cross. Take from the giver, count it all lost. My brother having one last beer and then driving the car just like everyone feared. And when the tire hit the curb and in the rear view the guardrail disappeared into the river, deep in the Rhine. Oh, how we shivered the day that he died.
This is Audiotree Live, and we are here with Corey Kilgannon in the studio today. So you provide a lot of lyrics, but also poems on your website, which
Yeah.
made it really cool to navigate. And you said you like to write poetry in your spare time, but you don't like to refer to yourself as a poet.
Sure. Yeah, I think that I just I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to play the guitar, and I'm still working on that aspect and making music. And I've dedicated a lot of my life to like figuring out what it means to create music, and I've dedicated very little time to learning how to write poetry. It was just kind of a thing that I fell into, and I've really been enjoying. So that's why I'm nervous to ever be like, oh, like check out my poetry, because I don't like there's serious poets, and I don't want to like belittle the serious craft of dedicating years of your life to figure that out. But I do love words, and so I think lyrics are closely correlated enough that it's been very therapeutic and helpful for me to try to write poems as well. And I sort of
picked out a lot of lyrics and bits and pieces from them in my songwriting over the course of at least this year. I would stumble into ideas kind of with free-form poetry and then borrow from them to piece some songs together out of it, you know?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Absolutely. I mean, you could be doing it for a day or many years, and be a poet or not, really, because
Right.
art's so subjective. But
Sure.
so you've been writing lyrics and poems longer than you've actually been playing the guitar?
No, I've been playing guitar way longer. I'm just, I don't know. I want to shred, but I kind of just bumble through finger picking and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I got a little bit too comfortable with just my knowledge of guitar for a while and wasn't very inspired to learn more. And now I'm like, wow, I really need to learn to play this thing a lot better if I want to keep making music. But I like playing guitar. Don't get me wrong. I get nervous and kind of jumbly, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you think you'd ever try a different genre of music? You said you want to shred.
Yeah, I really want to put together a full band eventually and do some more kind of rock and roll stuff. I don't know. I mean, in Florida, we listen to a lot of, growing up, like, Mayday Parade and Yellow Card and stuff. So I'm a little bit drawn to that kind of music too, believe it or not. And I would probably love to play that, even just as a pastime. But I don't know. Yeah, I stumbled into doing the singer-songwriter thing for a while, and I love it. But I also love a lot of other music, so
Yeah.
maybe we could rap together sometime.
We could do that. That'd be cool. Singer-songwriter rap project.
I mean, I'm down.
It's been,
You
yeah.
are a rapper, after all.
Okay, you heard it here on Audiotree. No one's ever outed my rapping on
Yeah.
Audiotree before.
I mean, we could just do it right now, right?
I don't know.
Maybe
Impromptu rapping might
maybe not. Not on this one.
it might scare the boss. I don't know. Cool. Well, I mean, all you have is time, so you could do the singer-songwriter thing and a different music project at the same time. You never know
Yeah.
where life will
never
take
know.
you.
That is the goal. That is the goal.
Well, when you're not doing music, what can people find you doing? Like, what else brings you joy in Florida?
Oh man, I love dogs. I don't own one, but I like to chase dogs. I also just got a scooter, like a little moped, to get
Cool.
around the beaches, and I like to put my helmet on and go 30 miles an hour around the beach. And,
Cool.
I don't know. I like doing that. Not like a super athletic guy, but I like to swim and just be outside, I suppose. I love Netflix. I just watched the new Gilmore Girls all the way through. Like the whole show I watched in the last 4 months, basically. TV is really fun, too. I don't know. Everything's fun.
TV's
Reading
good.
books.
Do you chase dogs on your moped?
Actually, the reason I thought of the moped is because I also love pugs a lot. And I was driving through Jacksonville Beach having kind of a weird day, and I saw a pug walking, and I veered off the road and pulled up to this lady on my scooter with my helmet and my goggles, and I was like, I'm really sorry, can I just pet your dog for a minute? And she must have thought I was a total lunatic, but it made my day a little brighter. So I have chased exactly one dog on my scooter.
Pugs are so cute, though. I probably would have done the same thing, honestly.
They're angels.
Do you have a dog of your own?
I don't. We had some growing up, and I live with my siblings right now, and the house isn't really cut out for a dog, but we do have a really cool cat that's very dog-like named Yoko.
Aw.
He hangs out. He's a really wise cat. You can kind of talk with him and look in his eyes, and he'll teach you a lot about things you didn't know.
Yeah? Is he old?
Yeah, he's 12 or 13. My brother found him in the walls of his fraternity about 10 years ago.
Oh.
And so that cat has seen some crazy days. And he's just got grandpa wisdom, and he's very loving and caring. And
Yeah.
if you need to tell him something, he'll listen.
There it is.
And he'll let you know what you need to do.
That's all you need. Yeah, cats are wise creatures, especially coming from a fraternity. Probably saw some weird life stuff in his day.
He's seen some stuff. All right.
You have one more track for us.
I do. I'd love to play you one more.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
This one is off the EP, so we'll get back to that. But this is a song called Rosanna that I wrote this year, and it's a letter to my grandmother's name is Rosanna, and I always thought that if I were to have a daughter, I'd name her Rosanna. And I wrote this song as a letter to that said daughter about somebody that is no longer with us, and hoping to just preserve a little bit of memory, and so that if she were to exist one day, she could have some sort of sense of knowing him. So.
That's
this one's called
beautiful.
Rosanna.
Cool.
Is that it? After that, we're done? Is that correct?
Yeah, after
Okay,
that, we'll wrap
you
it
gave
up.
me an intro thing to do, but I didn't know if there was an outro thing I was supposed to do, and I didn't want to.
No, you don't have to worry about that. I'll do the outro thing,
Oh,
and
okay.
you can play music and be you.
Excellent. Okay, here's Rosanna.
Okay, cool.
Dandelion got undressed before I could make a wish. We get naked and we don't know why. The waterfall, she gets no rest. I poured all the love I had to give, not a single drop with which to cry. Preacher told me I'd be blessed. Pick a woman and go live in the countryside. But when I saw Rosanna's head, I regretted all the innocence. She will lose the day I die, and oh, honey, I don't know. With all the beauty lost, if love is worth it. Pull whoever you can close. Every hand you hold, you'll have to forfeit. Still blowing through the trees. In the neighborhood we scraped our knees. The blood of brotherhood dried on the wall. We walked 10 miles on the beach. Cigarette stains silhouetted dreams, crumbling like a sandcastle. The preacher begged us not to grieve, said God is watching over everything. At the funeral, I did my damnedest to believe my lovely Joseph left so suddenly, for any reason at all. And oh, honey, I don't know. With all the beauty lost, if love is worth it. Pull whoever you can close. Every hand you hold, you'll have to forfeit. Years spin lazily along. Every time I get to sing this song, it grows another flower on your grave. I still forget that you were gone. Fall asleep with the TV on, 'cause silence always seems to show your face. God said, son, you can't prolong your crooked sense of what is right or wrong. Maybe he's in a better place, but brokenness can make you strong. Brokenness is not where you belong. For all your lonely days, and oh, honey, now I know. whoever you can close. Though every hand you hold you'll have to forfeit. Honey, you're the reason love is worth it.
This is Audiotree Live, and we had Corey Kilgannon in the studio with us today. Corey, thanks again for sharing your music with us.
Oh, thanks so much for listening.
Of course. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Chicago.
I'm going to. I'm heading out to Wheaton to play a show. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because it's not at your venue. I wish it was, but it's River City Roasters. So if you are a Chicago native, you could come hang out.
There it is. Cool. Yeah, you're absolutely allowed to do
Oh,
that.
cool.
Promote.
And Marilyn's gonna rap as well.
Sure. Maybe I'll join him on stage. You never know, so you'll have to come to the show, you guys.
All right, perfect.
Thanks again to all the viewers for tuning in today, and we want to thank our crew for working their magic, as always. Until next time.